So, you want to become smart. Let's talk about a story we're all told. The story says that if you spend 12 years in school, 4 years in college, and maybe 6 more in graduate school, you'll become smart and successful. But for many people, the story doesn't end that way. The reality can be debt and a frustrating job search. It's a serious problem. The only bright side? When you post on Reddit about it, your English is perfect. But here's the good news. The title of this video is true. Getting smarter is actually very simple, and it has nothing to do with your genetics. When you compare your brain to any other animals, you're already starting out with a superpower. So, when we say we want to get smarter, what do we really mean? Let's break it down simply. First, we want to learn useful skills. Ideally, skills that can earn money. Second, we want to be good at solving problems. Another valuable skill. Third, we want to learn difficult subjects to build a good career. And yes, to feel proud of our knowledge. And finally, we want to sound smart in conversation, in a way that makes people respect our ideas. The problem is, most advice online is either too vague, follow your passion, or just a list of little hacks like eating blueberries, drinking coffee, or listening to classical music. These things aren't bad, but they miss the most important part. At some point, you have to actually learn stuff. So what is the real method? The one that actually works? It starts with one simple habit: reading. Fiction is great for your vocabulary and imagination, but for learning new skills and knowledge, non-fiction is key. It gives you the raw material to understand the world better. But how you use that knowledge, that's what truly matters. Let me tell you a quick story about 2 ways to have a conversation. Imagine someone says, "It's crazy how we evolved from chimpanzees, right?" One person might reply, "Well, actually, evolution is nonlinear, and humans and chimpanzees merely share a common ancestor." While technically correct, this makes the other person feel small. It's knowledge used as a weapon. Now, imagine a second reply. "It is crazy, right? You know, I used to think the exact same thing. Then I was reading the other day and found out that we just evolved side by side. It's a really interesting idea." See the difference? The second approach uses knowledge to connect with someone. You can be smart and humble at the same time. The goal is to share what you know without making others feel dumb. That's how people will actually learn from you and see you as truly smart. So, how do you find these books? It's easier than ever. Just think of a topic you're curious about, let's say, cleaning, and search for books on it. Now, resources can be expensive, but in our digital age, information is more accessible than ever if you know where to look. But just reading the book, that's only step 1. Here comes the most important part of the entire process. It's called the learning curve. It's a simple idea. You learn the most, the fastest, right at the beginning of practicing a new skill. And the key word there is practice. Think about it. Nobody ever learned to tie a tie by just watching a video. You learn by watching the video while you're actually tying the tie. The same goes for anything you read. A book only makes you smarter if you give your brain a reason to remember the information. So, after you read a chapter on how to clean a bedroom, go and clean a bedroom. The physical act tells your brain, "Hey, this is important knowledge, save it." But what about things you can't practice right away? Let's say you read about how to jumpstart a car, but you don't have 2 cars. There's a powerful and simple technique for this: visualization. Just imagine the situation in detail. Picture yourself opening the hood, finding the battery, connecting the cables in the right order. Even imagine the sound of the engine starting. By creating this detailed mental movie, you are convincing your brain that you've already done it. The person who just memorized the diagram, they won't know what to do in a real situation, but you will. This is the whole secret. Use everything you learn. If you can't use it physically, use it mentally. This is actually the same method schools use. A test is just an imaginary situation designed to force you to use information. The only problem is, after the test, your brain thinks the information is useless and forgets it. That's why simply rereading or making mind maps isn't as effective as doing practice questions. Practice questions are a form of simulation. They make you use the information. If you don't have any, make your own. And this leads to a surprising hero in our story, the textbook. Textbooks are perhaps the most powerful format for learning fast. There's no fluff, no distraction, just pure information followed by practice questions to help you use it. They might not be as entertaining as a video, but they are incredibly effective. So the formula for getting smarter is simple. Number 1, read to get the information. Number 2, use it immediately, either by practicing in real life or by visualizing it in your mind. That's it. That's the path to becoming truly knowledgeable, truly skilled. But before you get started, you can subscribe to keep getting smarter with every video. Thank you for watching.